Welcome back. In the previous 2 episodes, I explained that probes are essential in facilitating updates and communication in the Cisco Business Dashboard. I showed you how to set up a local probe for one local network and how to set up a directly managed network for an additional network if all devices can act as their own CBD agent. I have one more scenario to cover. On an additional network, if all equipment isn't able to be directly managed, you'll need to set up a probe-managed network. In this episode of Cisco Tech Talk, I'll explain CBD probe-managed networks using either a software probe or an embedded probe. Next. When using the probe management option on a network with CBD, one probe is installed at each site and associated with the dashboard. The probe performs network discovery and communicates directly with each managed device. For this type of setup, there are 2 options: an embedded probe or a software probe. Embedded probes are built directly into certain Cisco devices. The device support list linked in the description has a list of the devices that contain embedded probes. Using an embedded probe on a remote network is convenient because it doesn't require additional hardware or software installation. It is already part of the device. Once configured to be used as an embedded probe, it can manage up to 15 network devices. To use an embedded probe, perform the following steps. In the Switch user interface, navigate to the Cisco Business Dashboard settings under the Administration menu. Here, enable the probe operation and apply the changes to activate probe operation. Next, enable the dashboard connection, ensuring the probe status is active. Provide the dashboard IP address or name. I'll use the IP address and select the default dashboard port 443 in this case. For connection setup, select the Online with Web Browser option. Once you've configured the dashboard settings, click the Apply button and then OK to confirm the connection setup. On the Login page, provide the username and password to authenticate, and then click Login. Under Type, select the Probe Managed option and click Next. Confirm the details and click Finish. Initially, the dashboard status will show as disconnected, so save the configuration and refresh the browser to connect. Now the dashboard status should show as connected. Click the red blinking icon to save the configuration. You can see that the probe IP shows the switch IP, and devices are being discovered via the probe. By clicking on the software probe, the topology information and how devices are being discovered can be viewed. Devices discovered via the embedded probe on this switch are displayed on the Cisco Business Dashboard summary page. The other option is a software probe. A software probe is a separate software application that you can install on a device within your network. It can run on a virtual machine or a Linux host and can manage up to 50 network devices. If you have a larger remote network that cannot be directly managed, this is your best option. To connect the software probe to CBD, go to the probe and provide the domain or IP address of the Cisco Business Dashboard. Make sure to check the Reauthorize Connection option and click on the Connect button. Enter the credentials when prompted. If organization details were not created, enter the information in the provided fields. Enter the address based on your location. Once complete, click Finish to connect to the dashboard. You can now see the CBD is connected. On this site, the software probe IP is shown, and devices are being discovered via this probe. Once you click on the network, the Topology tab will display the discovered devices and their interconnections. If you ever need to disconnect this probe from CBD, click the Disconnect button, and you'll receive a notification that the disconnection was successful. The software probe status would then show as offline. There you have it. Now you know the probe options available in the Cisco Business Dashboard. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.